All right, everyone. Welcome to the Sketchy People Podcast, episode 31.
Who cares?
Yeah.
I ordered ice cream before starting recording, and I'm feeling like very exciting because I have a treat at the end, and it's gonna be very, very great. I'm here with NeverPaint. How are you doing?
I'm here.
Yeah.
He's here. He's queer. He's full of existential fear. Also, Graf is here.
Hey guys, recently I've been drawing stupid animals.
Heck yeah, I love them.
Who else is here? Is it?
Alex is here.
I've woken up inside. Can't wake up. Wait, I do. Woken up.
Just drink some coffee, dude. It's gonna be fine.
Woke to sleep.
Good morning, Alex.
Sleep to woke.
The explanation is that Dude, I'm so excited to work on stuff now for some reason, but I've realized that I'm still too weak and frail to do stuff.
No.
Like, holiday started on Wednesday, and right now it's like Friday night, and I haven't left my room.
Oh no.
And I can't even work on stuff because crossing fate I can't escape has turned against me. Like,
oh no, what do you mean?
By the way, when you say you didn't leave your room, your whole apartment is one room, right?
Yeah, that's
so
correct.
you didn't leave your house, basically.
Guess so.
So that's just the same as me, because I also didn't leave my house since Wednesday.
Yeah, so at first my lamp broke, so I don't feel like drawing because I don't have enough light.
No, but you can always draw on the computer.
Well, that's not.
Why
don't you get a new lamp?
It doesn't find the computer, it's too dark.
Because wait, how did the lamp break? It's just like the light bulb. Yeah, the light bulb. And why didn't you get a new 'cause light I didn't bulb? go out.
Why don't you have a spare light bulb? That's something you ought to have.
There's a window right next to my table, which could be helpful, but it faces. I'm basically in the basement, and it faces against a stone wall and up a mountain, a hill. So there's also no light coming from the windows at any time.
What a
Alex,
beautiful symbol.
You need a new UV lamp like the reptiles have.
Oh, I'd be so down. No, just get a new light bulb. Just go to the store and buy light bulbs. I need an RGB laser keyboard to light up my rooms.
You need a way to acquire vitamin D, Alex.
So wait,
But yeah,
not
you
having a
should
lamp
probably-
kept you from drawing?
Mm-hmm.
And also, like, my weak body. My mind is too powerful, my body is too weak. New emo song soon. New emo banger.
Oh,
my
no.
SoundCloud. That sounds like a good title.
Also, it's just like a productive endeavor, because if you make a song about it, you're gonna be making something and it's gonna be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like 2 days ago, I had a bad stomach ache, so I didn't really leave my bed. And today I had a migraine, so I also didn't leave my bed. But I did.
But I mean, at least you left your bed at night,
Yeah.
so I could teach you to do stuff.
Good thing I had my Switch, so I could practice video game.
Hell yeah.
I like that you
But
call
also
it
no,
practice.
please.
Huh?
I like that you call it practice.
No,
Like it's something
fighting
productive.
games and rhythm games need practice to
Okay.
be good.
Literally, yes.
But yeah,
But
then
it's
I
a
crawled out of my
game.
bed. That doesn't mean anything.
I know.
You still need to practice if you want to get good.
Yeah. I don't have that urge with games in general.
I mean, me neither, but it's a thing that people
Yeah, I
do.
guess
And
it's a
fun
thing.
for them, so it's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, how is he going to become a pro gamer if he doesn't practice games?
Yeah.
Uh,
But yeah, then I crawled out of my bed and I forced Seika to teach me to draw, and that was a good time. If it's struggling a lot with faces, not with faces, but hair specifically, and I guess shapes, like different angles of faces and stuff. So
yeah, the plan was to teach Alex how to do hair, but then I very quickly realized that he needed to do more construction stuff.
Yeah.
So it degenerated into like teaching him a shit ton of stuff about faces and angles and how like perspective works and stuff like that. And it was fun and very cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. Yeah, we did
I'm looking forward to see that
big old draw pile.
New drawings.
Yeah, you guys were in there for like a couple of hours, and this looks very productive.
It was in like very in-depth course of face drawing.
Yeah,
we should do more tutorial sessions like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm down.
Maybe also like draw pile streams or something might be cool. IMO. TBH.
Yeah, I mean that's totally something we could do. Just like someone sharing their skills with somebody else. And it's also content.
Yeah.
It's helpful.
It's like a lecture.
Yeah, except
it's like an art podcast.
Except when they say
I'll teach you all anatomy, and Graf and NeverPaint can teach me more about backgrounds composition,
funny
so I have like less
animals.
excuses.
Yeah.
you're literally
Funny
better at
animals.
backgrounds
Graf
than
was
me
in the
when you do
drop
them,
out.
Seika.
Graph was also in the draw pile for
Wait,
like 2
what?
minutes.
I'm saying that you're literally better at backgrounds than me when you actually do them. Like that one commission, that commission of that book room, great. I would like to be able to draw backgrounds about that. But also, sharing your knowledge is cool, and I think people should know that more instead of saying, no, you figure it out yourself. I'm not gonna tell you what's wrong.
I did want to bring that up as well.
Seika.
No,
That's like the opposite.
I mean,
way
I was
to be
angry,
fair,
okay?
you could have joined the draw pile today
I
and
could have, but I had
learn a
other
lot of
stuff to
shit.
do. I had other stuff to do. I'm sorry.
Well,
If you miss class NeverPaint,
I
don't
had
complain
more
about not learning anything.
yeah.
I was talking about yesterday. Okay, context. Little context. I was just... Okay, Seika was commenting on the last episode when we talked about that one love drawing with the weird face and mouth. And she said that my not a nose style doesn't work because anatomy and something. But she didn't... You didn't want to tell me what's wrong exactly. But you said like, yeah, I know what's wrong, but I'm not gonna tell you. Learn it yourself.
Well, if you came to face drawing class today, you will know exactly why I mean what I meant.
Well, I missed it. I'm sorry. Could have just told me yesterday when
Will
we
you
had
tell
a
us now what you
conversation.
meant?
I mean, to be more specific, what I said is that I don't really enjoy NeverPaint's no-nose style, but not because it's a bad idea on itself, but because he only changed the no-nose and moved the mouth up and made it a little bigger, and it doesn't work with the rest of the head shape or with the rest of his style because he only simplified one part of the face and everything else is still very detailed. And
Can I speak?
and it all clashes together.
I'm gonna take you
strange.
down.
Yes, go on.
Right
Alex.
here. Fucking
What I think is
that
I
background.
kind of agree with what you said. Well, okay,
Sorry.
NeverPaint, go.
No, you talk. I have to search a
Okay.
picture.
I kind of agree with Seika because it's not really simplifying in my opinion. It's just, let me remove the noise and try it out and see if it looks cute or something. It's like you didn't reduce it and make it simpler. You like compensate it by filling up the space that should be empty, or that should also be implying the nose. You still filled it up with the bigger mouth or moving it up, which doesn't really work in my opinion. That's
I
my
just-
point. I have nothing
I
else
just
to
did
add.
what I felt like looked right, and I moved that face around a ton while drawing. I spent like a whole week or something on that profile picture, but I want to comment on that thing that Seika, what you said about having the same amount of details, because when you compare the last profile picture, I was really trying to simplify the entire hairstyle to make it like a few distinct like strands of hair, and making everything more clear, making like the shell more clear, and the whole even the what you call it, the sweater has a way clearer structure, and I think I simplified like every part of the drawing. That's what I
But
when you compare to the old
You-
one.
you s-
that's
I
not.
mean,
You can't just. How do I explain this without literally giving you the answer and making
Why-
you think for yourself?
Just do it.
Why
Just
won't
do
you
it.
give
why
me
did
the
you not wanna give me
answer?
the
Because
answer?
giving you the answer means, because I'm not a great teacher, it will mean just telling you what to do, and I don't want to do that because I want you to do your own thing, you know.
Okay, let me try. So if I
Yes.
look at both of these drawings, the love drawing and the profile picture, both of them seem like those people have no nose.
Which
Like
is correct.
they're actual people without a nose, which is not what you want a drawing style without a nose to feel like. You just want the face should still look like it would have a nose. It's just that the drawing style is simplified so it doesn't have one. You can't see it, but it's like if you think about it, it should still be there, kind of. I'm not sure if it's clear what I mean.
I'm not sure if I
Like
agree, but I see your point. I definitely didn't consider the
Okay.
nose placement in these drawings because I left it out.
Yeah, and that's the issue. That's what's a bit off-putting about them, because they just feel like beings without a nose, which is strange
Sure,
because they're
what
supposed
I-
to be humans.
What I drew them as, but yeah.
I'll give you one hint, NeverPaint. Remember that one Nissel face that I told you was good? I actually really liked that one.
Oh
More
yeah.
like that one, please.
Can you post it?
What the fuck? Why are 11 notifications?
I don't know where it is, to be honest.
I can post it. Wait a second. Please talk about something else. Please dogpile me more.
Okay, yeah.
I don't want to dogpile you, NeverPaint. I just want to be helpful.
Okay, yeah, what I noticed having the draw pile too was a thing that always bugs me about anything trying to teach anyone anything ever is that giving general advice is fine, maybe, but what people really need is really specific advice
Yes.
for everything, for every little thing. And like, I don't know if people are just lazy and don't want to specify, or I don't care what the reasoning is, but everyone always does like really generalized. Oh, just need to practice and do this over and over again until it just clicks, I guess.
Just learn
it-
construction. What the hell do you
Yeah,
mean?
what does it mean?
I'm already
You gotta
constructing
teach
something.
me
I mean-
every
probably
detail.
doing.
I
feel
mean,
like-
learning proper construction is actually really punctual advice, to be fair.
Yeah,
What
but
is
like,
proper
you can't
construction?
just,
Also, like,
you can't just
my
tell someone
my
to-
problem with giving advice is that I either like tell you do better and fuck off, or I spent like an hour explaining in detail what I feel and how I feel about stuff.
Yeah, that's what you need to do.
Like that time I tried to help NeverPaint that I can't post because it was not safe for work, but I gave NeverPaint very punctual advice about like a drawing he was making, and I spent like 30 minutes like looking for references.
I'm
and making,
actually
like,
sorry.
doodles and typing shit out and being like trying to do my best to give really specific advice.
But it
that
was
would be
already
really
like
helpful.
that was like an hour later, and I already moved on from that drawing. It was like
Yeah, but like it's advice that will help you in the future
Yeah.
anyways.
Yeah.
That's I either do that or like, I tell you to go get fucked. I don't have a middle point. That's my problem. Sometimes I
It's-
don't have an hour to give really good advice. And
have
that's
kind
the
of
thing
2
in
points
general.
to make about this. First, like
Yes.
sometimes the general advice is what will lead you to figure out the specific stuff. And the second is that, like, no matter how good any of us are, none of us are like masters.
Yeah, of
So
course.
Exactly.
giving specific advice is really hard because you can sometimes you can tell, okay, something's off, but you have no idea how to fix it yourself because you're just not on that level yet. I had like this experience the other day when I gave feedback on an animation, and I could see like something was wrong, something didn't feel right, but I like couldn't figure out how to fix it just because I'm not that experienced yet, because I don't have the skill myself. But like seeing mistakes is way easier than actually fixing them. So
Yes.
Yeah.
So
My problem, I have a problem with giving punctual advice. That there's so many different things and ways to do things. Actually, like even if I tell someone in specific what they should fix or how to fix it because I can't do that. I'm always terrified that I'm gonna go into either like force them to do things my way, or they won't think about what they are doing and they won't find like their own answers. If that makes any sense, you know.
Seika, I posted that
Like, for
drawing
example,
that you liked. Nissel.
The reference advice I gave NeverPaint before is general advice that he can apply on anything. And the teaching I did to Alex today is like very general stuff, and I
It
tried
wasn't
to
very general, in my opinion. It was like very specific about like bone stuff and like.
Well, yeah, but
shapes and
it's
forms.
that sort of stuff is just what people usually call fundamentals on art. It's like that stuff that you can apply to everything else.
yeah,
You know?
that's the general stuff, Alex.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just a little. Basically, it's just I was just teaching you a bit of anatomy. That's the thing.
No, but you were
that
like
you can apply and modify.
pointing out like very specific parts of, for example, like those. if you look at the raw pile, there are some sketches on it where they're like incomprehensible if you don't zoom in because it has so many lines.
Well,
They
yeah,
told me
because
what all of them are and stuff.
yeah, that the important part is that I was talking you through it
Yeah.
and trying to make you think in the way I think, because I think it might be helpful to you.
Yeah.
Basically, that's, you know. But yeah, as I showed you in the end, like it's stuff you can apply to any art style and any face you try to draw, no matter like if it's a real face or it's like some chibi anime nendoroid bullshit. It's like you can do literally
Well,
whatever
please don't
and it works.
insult.
It's endearing it's a term of endearment. That's what I mean. But yeah, if you
Okay.
guys want to change topics today,
No, wait,
I'm
can't.
super excited.
Ah.
Wait,
I'm super
what
excited about
happened?
making NeverPaint angry. Yeah.
I'm just
I'm
like
super excited
I'm
about
just like
bullying
mumbling under my
NeverPaint.
beard right
No,
for like the
NeverPaint
last
did
10
post.
minutes, and I don't see. Yeah, I was supposed to post that drawing, and I did. Of the Nissel, and I literally don't see a big difference between that and the profile picture. It's like the
You have to look
Uh,
harder.
I
how do you
do.
look harder?
There's like
Like the placement of the eyes and the mouth is almost the same, except that the mouth is open.
Literally no.
Literally though, yeah.
no really.
And
Also, the mouth
And
being
this
open
is-
changes everything. NeverPaint. You know why? Because you open the mouth, but you don't move the jaw.
yeah,
Ooh, that makes sense.
That's not how it works.
but I can open my mouth without moving the jaw. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm grinning. Look at me, I'm grinning.
Shout
You should
Shoutouts
you
Paper
should
Mario.
you should look
How
on
do you do that? That's like
NeverPaint.
physically impossible.
You need to.
When you
Yeah,
smile,
he means moving the lips, but also when you move your lips, your chin moves and it's different, and the shape of your cheeks
Yeah.
change.
Yeah, I'm trying
You
it
should
right
look.
now. It's
You
different.
you should look into a mirror and make faces, and you will
yeah,
look.
that's-
Oh,
I heard
that
that
makes
before.
sense.
I should. You know, I've never
Yes.
drawn literally an open mouth before this profile picture. I never
Dude,
do
you gotta
it.
read manga. They have the
No,
open
manga
faces
bad.
are reduced and look
I
really
hate anime.
good.
Uh,
That is one thing, and the other thing is that Nissel drawing has like nice perspective and face shape, and it's somehow like you actually respected the middle line of the face and stuff like that, and it's like, yes, that's sort of satisfying, and it's like a step on a positive direction.
The funny thing is that it doesn't really look. It looks. It's the only one of the Nissel drawings that doesn't look like her, in my opinion. It does look like a very different character to me. It's kind of.
I mean, the expression might be like not as a common expression for her, but like it's the most well drawn of all of them from that character sheet.
Maybe, but I'm less satisfied with it than with the profile picture, which I'm kind of proud of. I don't know.
I mean, the texture and stuff and the line work is nice. It's just like the proportions, I guess.
The proportions of the face.
But I mean, we had the funny thing is we had talks about this profile picture when I made it, and you guys already made corrections to it a lot. Like we changed a lot around with the head shape and face shape.
I don't think I was there.
I think you were there. You and Graf were. You and Graf were bullying me.
For like a second.
You and Graf were bullying me into changing
remember.
it. And I did, and
because
a few weeks later, you find new
mistakes
things.
with the head shape were like even, like they were overshadowing the face, and it's probably.
I mean, to be fair, I have seen all your drawings, and I have kept this inside of me because I was waiting for you to like see what was wrong and evolve drawing to drawing
Seika,
as you should, but you don't.
Seika,
like
I made 5 drawings.
Yes, but there's no changes, and you're trying a new thing. There should be changes. Anyways, I don't want to dogpile on NeverPaint for the entirety of the episode.
It's interesting.
I think we should give more feedback because we all want everybody here to grow as artists. We should point out mistakes when we see them.
The thing is, yesterday
I die, so he can just kill me if he's angry.
But I do it. I'm helpful when you guys ask, guys. Please.
The thing is, I look through my entire Instagram gallery from like the last half a year when I started posting there in summer, and most of the characters have a nose, and all of the noses are boring and contribute nothing to the face and aren't that good and sometimes are kind of out of place, and I just don't. And then the last 5 drawings that I made, I left the nose out. It's not even like I will never draw a nose. I like the last Asha cat drawing I drew, that had a realistic nose even. But I just like that variance, and it's just a new thing that I tried out, and I think it comes out pretty good, and I like it.
I think that if you don't want to draw noses, it's fine. You can, but you need to. You just need to never paint.
You just need to get the proportions right anyway, because just because the nose is missing doesn't change the proportions.
Also,
of the
like
face.
if you don't like the noses you draw and your solution is to completely delete the thing you're like you don't have a strong point on, then you're weak. Never paint. You're weak, and you have to try harder.
I'm weak. I'm a coward, but. Actually, why I wanted to delete the noses initially was that I planned to simplify my character designs to make it more possible to draw them in a comic over and over again, because I want to concentrate more on backgrounds instead of like details in the character.
30 hours on one drawing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And that's why.
But like deleting one nose is not gonna make it.
You know,
the thing, because a nose is just one line.
That's not even true.
Yeah.
Look at my you don't actually need to, but look at my fucking Never Forest comic. Love's face changes so much every time because I draw the nose like differently, and it's so hard to me to draw them in different angles.
It's just annoying. Should have showed up to class.
Yes. Literally, yes. It would have been like the solution to all your problems. Literally, and now I'm too tired to repeat myself all over again.
You need the is the class going to be repeated anytime soon? I want to take it too.
Maybe later, not today.
Sweet.
Maybe when I recharge my teaching battery.
Look at this.
Anyway.
That looks fine, except the hair.
No, it's not
Nobody
most.
cares about little inconsistencies like that.
Yeah, but
Also,
I
that face
care
is
about
pretty flat, but
Yeah, it looks like a monster. uh,
Anyways,
I don't know. Never
I'm-
paint. If you want to simplify your art style,
Yeah.
think of the first thing you simplify is the shapes of the characters. Try to find shapes that is fast, that you can draw fast and easily.
yeah.
yeah.
It's not leaving out the nose, because the nose is just one line. That has no effect on the general shape of the character.
Yeah, but when you draw a face, when you draw a close up, it has a lot of impact because it's one of the main face features.
NeverPaint. My last advice, and I want to move on because I don't want to dogpile you again.
But I
don't
wanna
wanna Just
learn.
keep talking about this. Yeah, my last advice is look at Asha's art and look at Helperp's art
Oh, yes.
and look at like manga art in general
Oh, well, that's...
and try to draw connections through all of them.
Interesting.
Like good manga art though, but
I'm
yeah,
gonna draw a red line.
the kind of that looks sort of like the things you want to draw, basically.
Yeah.
I don't know what,
What
I'm
did you-
trying to achieve here, but I have one finishing blow about this issue.
Go, kill him, Alex.
Some faces without noses remind me of a Crazy Frog, and how I don't know how I would add a nose to that, but it just doesn't work.
You don't because it's a frog.
Yeah, frogs don't have noses.
Does anyone know what I'm talking
I
about?
remember that frog.
It's not the lack of nose, it's the teeth
It's-
on a frog.
But
That's bad.
no, do you know what I'm talking about? Like the face
No.
is kind of uncanny, like some of his.
Yes.
Yeah, because it's like it's supposed to be a frog, but it's kind of humanoid.
It doesn't
not
matter
really.
that he's a frog or not. The design looks like like a.
He looks like he's on crack and he's going to stab me to take my wallet. That's the problem.
He looks like he's gonna hump some legs.
Also that.
Like just
Anyways, moving on.
I mean, I've never been
Yeah.
satisfied with my faces, and I feel like I made a step in the right direction with that.
NeverPaint.
honestly, NeverPaint. I feel like that too. It's just that you're at the stage where you haven't figured it out.
Yeah,
yet,
and that's
and
fine, right? I can.
if you move on to the
I can just continue.
yeah, it's fine.
to
We're just
draw.
giving you pointers on how to improve it to
Yeah, you don't have to
Actually,
justify bad.
go all the way.
Yeah, it's not like we're gonna give you advice and tomorrow you're gonna be a master of art, NeverPaint. You have to like keep
I
working on
already
it,
am.
but we can point you to things that will be useful, like face construction and like doing studies and using references and actually thinking more about it and trying to figure it out.
Yeah, yeah.
Just draw a lot, and it will get good. I'm doing the same bad advice. You're welcome.
Thanks. Very appreciated, guys. I'm gonna die now.
To be fair, I did give you useful advice, so maybe follow it and figure it out.
I did post an image
To be
where
fair.
I
But
drew
yes.
my nose on that profile picture, with basically no change. I like moved the
Yeah.
mouth down a bit and drew in like one line.
I just don't like anime noses. I don't know. I don't like when it's just a little dot.
But you can make it anyway.
There's so many ways
Anyway.
to draw noses. But anyways, guys, I'm so
Yeah, yeah.
excited. I'm so excited. I the other day I went to yesterday I went to draw to buy a sketchbook because my old one was like full and it was like
Wait, your huge
running
one?
out of places to draw. Yeah, the huge one is dead.
How-
and it's
how big
just
was it, by the
doodled all
way?
over. Like my entire torso. I
my
forgot
God.
the specific measurements.
It's like
But yeah, it's
A2.
like 50 centimeters by 30 or something like that.
That's giant.
Whoa, that's big.
Maybe a little bigger, maybe a little smaller. I don't
What
know.
the-
Something along those lines.
Why wouldn't even need it as a
That's like
book then?
A2
You could
paper.
just
And this time instead of buying an incredibly big one, I just bought an
Incredibly tiny one.
an A4 size basically,
Oh,
kind of.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
still giant.
sketchbook, but has like really good thick texture paper, and it feels really nice. And it's great, but that doesn't matter because the most important and exciting part is
It's
that I
big
went
spirals.
back to the. Yes, also that NeverPaint will hate, but also like the exciting part, guys. I went to the art supply shop, and I was there, and I looked up, and I saw brush tip fine liners in the same brand and colors of my pastel markers, and I bought all of them, and I'm so happy. They are so nice. They make me so happy,
Please
guys.
share
I'm gonna scream.
what those are. What
Yes.
brand? And
I didn't take a good picture. I just have my stupid
no, you,
picture that I posted earlier.
yeah, you
I
did
just
post a picture.
measured it. My favorite sketchbook is exactly 1 inch by 1 inch. No, 2 inches. 2 inches by 2 inches.
Disgusting.
Which is 5 by 5 centimeters, and it's made like a libretto, and it's out of great watercolor paper, and I love it. I haven't used it yet, but I will.
That's the drawing I made today with some of them, and you can see them, and like there's
Heck
tiny lines.
yeah.
Oh,
It's so
that's-
good. I'm so happy,
They
guys. I can
Go
make.
very well together, of course.
Yeah, they're the
I need
exact
to
same
start-
shade because it's the same brand, and it's so good.
What brand is it?
It's literally the cheapest one. It's Trabi.
Okay.
Never seen it.
I need to start doing more traditional stuff so I can get as excited as you guys about that
About
stuff.
material.
Because to me right now it's just art supplies, because I wouldn't know how to like use them as effectively.
Graf, the secret about traditional work is going to a supply shop or like
Go to that
whatever.
Bursna again.
Even if it's office supplies shop, if you want to like get into it but you don't want to spend a lot of money, and look around and see like things that spark joy, buy them and try to do something with them
Yeah.
and get excited.
I-
That's literally
I
what
always
I
get
do.
to the buying
It's the
part, but I
exact-
never like
Oh, that
do
reminds
something.
me. That's exactly like when we went to the store that had like
Bösner.
weird instruments in
Oh
Vienna.
no, okay.
It's the exact
Oh
same
yeah,
feeling.
that one.
And one other thing, when we did the draw pile, it reminded me how, like, you know how everything that happens in real life, I can reference a video game thing about that.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I feel like the exact same way about referencing music stuff to drawing stuff now that I'm learning more about both.
Hell
And
yeah.
it's really exciting.
In what way?
Art is all the same.
Like, in what way do you reference it?
I would need a specific thing that I said, but I can't remember.
Just like you compare like some technique from art to some technique from like playing guitar and stuff.
Just like some music theory thing or something.
Yeah. Okay, that's pretty cool. I guess learning stuff just has those similarities, and you can instantly.
Yeah,
draw
if you
the
level up your
connection.
skills,
I'm
you
still-
also get level up for your character. Experience points.
I'm still advocating for mashing the school subjects art, music, and literature all together, because it's all the same thing basically. Could just have make one big class on that and make way more interconnected art between those.
Yeah, where
But
is,
then you
where
can't
is art school
go
just draw
in
stuff?
depth as much.
Sorry, you both talked at the same time.
Shoutouts.
What did you say?
Alex,
Graf, what did you say first?
I said then you can't go in depth as much.
No,
as
you would have just
as you-
more hours on that class, but you would have the option. You could talk about illustration, for example. You could connect literature and visual art, and you can do the same stuff with music, and you
It's
can
almost like
you can talk about film and theater.
Like a movie.
Yeah,
Like
because
a movie combines all of those.
yeah, because the thing
Or
is
video
that
games, even more.
you can
than that.
at least in my school, in my
Yeah.
school career, we barely talked about movies at all. Sometime in literature, sometimes like in music when we talk about scores, and sometimes in art when we talked about composition, but never like in a connected way. And I think
Yeah.
art is all about interconnectedness, and you should.
That's
It's.
true.
I think it's a
Um,
bad thing that it's so rigidly divided in school.
Movies are very underrepresented in art class in high
I
school.
mean,
Yeah.
and stuff.
movies, video
We talk more
games,
about
anything
movies
you want.
in English class than anything else.
Yeah. There's a. I hope that changes a bit. I got like some sort of an offer, like a couple months ago, to when I'm done with school to just like do a workshop,
Ooh,
like as an artist at a high school,
nice.
and that just happened out of nowhere. It's just like my friend's roommate just saw my art on her wall and was like, "Hey, can I commission you? And also, would you like to do a workshop at the school I work
Damn.
at?"
That actually sounds really exciting. It will be really cool.
That's
It does. I had to tell her that I'm busy with
No.
school and I can't do
The
anything
schools,
until
the schools are
next
searching
summer,
for
but
people
she-
like you. Like all schools are struggling
and
to
I-
get like these afternoon programs, like because there's not enough people who do them. It's mostly like
But also
old
no one wants to
people
do
who
them.
don't have anything else to do.
because it's in
and-
Japan.
Yeah, and nobody cares about
Yeah.
these clubs too
And,
much.
I'm gonna contact her when I'm done with school because I actually would really love to do it, but also she asked me to do it about like art because she just saw like a painting I did.
Yeah.
And you would do it
but
about animation.
I would
probably.
actually love to do it about animation.
Oh,
Because
that
I
would be
feel
really
like
cool. Also, it's like
Yeah.
literally your element. It will be great.
it is that, and I also feel like people don't like it. It's underrepresented. People don't
Yeah,
definitely.
learn about it in class.
Right.
Like even though it's like it's one of the like the major industries you could work in if you are interested in art. So I feel like some like even if it just like is interesting for like two people in that class, it'd still be a good thing.
Yeah, but it
To
will
just
still
like
be
tell
like
them that this is a thing you can do if you want to draw. Like you can actually work in an industry and be part of making the things.
Yeah, you don't even have to
love.
draw well.
I
you
think it
can
will be
just
really
draw
cool
in
and really
in-betweens.
exciting because, like, yeah, everyone has art class, and yeah, in art class, like, usually, like, a handful of people are actually interested in what the fuck their teachers are saying. But this is gonna be the same, except it's a class that they will never have ever again, unless they go to
Yeah.
university. And I think that's really,
funny thing is,
really cool,
I
like
had-
an introduction thing
I had a whole
for people
semester.
that maybe never thought about it.
I had a whole semester on animation, and I feel like it was even underrepresented there.
I mean, it's a big topic. and
Yeah.
We were only doing stop
I mean-
motion animation. A whole semester only doing one claymation, and not talking about
Yeah.
anything
Well, it
else.
takes infinity time.
Yeah, the problem
But
is
you
that it
could
takes a lot of
do-
time, and there's so many like different ways to do it.
Yeah, but we were just
and claymation stuff is definitely one that is more connected to like the general art scene, because
Yeah.
a lot of like artists use that for.
there's a
for
lot of
stuff.
like
And,
surrealist
like,
artists who use that.
Yeah, and sometimes it looks really cool.
Shoutouts
but,
to Jan
like,
Svankmajer.
actual. Yeah, Svankmajer is pretty cool. I'm really glad that my my teacher, my like art history teacher, showed us that stuff too, because everybody in my class is just like fans of anime, Disney, and stuff like that. But a lot of people don't look at the more artistic stuff, but you can take a lot of inspiration from that.
Funny
for-
is that Naoko
cartoons and stuff,
Yamada,
too.
the K-On! director, was inspired by Spunkmeyer to start going into animation. She saw Alice, his like weird surrealist retelling of Alice in Wonderland, and was like, "Whoa, anime,
Whoa.
cool."
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Look
Big
up
agree.
that movie. Look up Jan Svankmajer on YouTube. There's like hundreds of short movies by him on YouTube. It's amazing stuff.
Yeah. They're all very interesting stylistically.
And entertaining.
and
They're just
also-
funny.
They're just also really interesting to like consider in the context, because some of them were still made during like communist times, and
Please
it's
don't bring anything
it's
up.
really
Please
cool to see like
don't.
this is not about politics, Alex. This is not about politics.
This is about real life,
like,
Alex.
This is about art
Okay.
and how he like
Art
he,
reflects
puts,
reality
like,
and
messages
society.
into it.
Sorry.
Yeah. So it's interesting to like consider in that context too. Very, very cool artist.
I hadn't looked at it in that way, but I have to look into that. Fun and good.
Yeah. I had something else to talk about, which kind of ties into the studying and getting better stuff.
Oh, yes.
And I guess also into that workshop thing, because I've been thinking about my future a lot. I guess instead of working on my film, I'm just like procrastinating, thinking about what will I do when it's finished.
I feel this with my current album.
Big mood.
Yeah.
And tell us, Graf,
Yeah.
in which specific part, like work related or?
Life.
Like just in general, there's gonna be a lot of stuff to figure out. Like just where am I gonna live? How am I gonna like make money?
Oh my God.
But mostly I think about like making a portfolio actually, because unfortunately there's not a lot of stuff from my school years that I can use, because it's mostly just exercises that I could do a lot better now. So it's like I don't feel like putting that in a portfolio would be any help.
Yeah.
And I'm
Depends
just
on
really
what you want to apply for, I guess.
that
having,
too.
like,
Yeah.
Like, for example, if you want to be like a storyboard boy, right? Having like all the work in progress from your seeing your film or your exercises and stuff, if they are good, like it's really, really useful. Because it's literally what you have to do, you know?
I can use stuff from like this short film. That's what I intended it to be, like a portfolio project. But then again, like
I feel like
just
it's a good idea to make stuff specifically for a portfolio, because
that's
Yeah,
what I
also
was
that.
thinking of. I was just thinking of like taking just like the whole summer and just grind and pump out like a background art portfolio, like layout art portfolio.
that will be neat.
Because I will have plenty of animation, and I mean I will have backgrounds for the film, but they're all going to be in one style. So I just feel like I need to figure out a lot more until I'm like on industry level, and I want to get there. I want to just like experiment with different styles and also try like matte painting, where you like combine images and stuff like that.
Oh, that
and-
sounds fun.
You know,
So I've been thinking about that a lot, I'm just so eager to get down to studying and watching those Ethan Becker videos.
Graf, I literally been there, because I made 2 portfolios in my life for applying to art school places, and the first time I was just it was kind of on short notice when I noticed that I had to apply there very soon, in like 2 months. So I just threw together a bunch of stuff, a bunch of drawings that I liked, and it had no real through line, and there was some stuff that was kind of bad. I was trying to like include as many styles and mediums as possible, even though some of them weren't really refined, and I really just tried it one time and I just put it in because, well, I got it
Yeah, I
hard.
do that too.
And
Yeah, but
they sure didn't
ironically-
like that.
Ironically, that really works for what you are applying for, because you are applying to study for being an art teacher. And to be that, you literally probably need to know, or at least have been experimented with a ton of shit. So I think that worked in your favor.
No,
But if you have to apply for a specific job, you have to, like, it's completely different.
the thing
You have
is
to
it
make a
didn't work
portfolio that's
because
like
it didn't get accepted.
fine-tuned specifically to the you know, the job you want to get.
Yeah, of course, no,
So it's
no,
like,
and it sure didn't work, and I didn't get accepted, so I had to wait another year to apply the next time, and this time I mean I didn't even get to talk to anyone. They just didn't choose me out of hundreds of portfolios they got, but I sure didn't stand out. And in the next year, I just took my time and worked out a concept. And I worked out like a topic about my portfolio that's themed around. And I also did a bunch of stuff in different mediums, but I actually tried stuff out some more and made like a aesthetically through line through that portfolio. And they were excited about it this time. And
Yeah, for for art schools, they're really looking for people who put effort into it.
Yeah.
I mean, probably for jobs too.
I don't know how
It's
to
very-
accept it.
Oh my god. Who's that? Who's
Aw.
that?
Were we talking about Bernie? Oh man, I love talking about elections.
No, big on thought.
Okay, banned.
You guys talking
This is a
about
politics-free
portfolios
podcast.
for applying? I'm doing that right now. I'm
Oh,
literally
yeah?
doing that right now at this very moment.
Oh hell yeah!
Bro,
What are you
you're
applying
you're
for,
at the
Gabe?
thing.
Oh
right
yeah, everyone listening, Gabriel the Starman, big clap! Woo!
Yeah, I don't know what happened. My plane softly landed and into here. I don't know where I am. There don't seem to be any signs of intelligent life anywhere.
Oh, how dare you!
I don't identify as live, so I'm okay with that.
What we're talking about? Our portfolios.
Yes.
I'm in college right now. I'm in college, right?
Yes.
I'm in the big city. After switching from my previous degree of electronic engineering, I know, fascinating stuff.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
I switched to graphic design because I wanted to stop hating myself.
Hey, shut up.
Because your passion.
And so after switching, I was quickly notified that I had to go through a portfolio process because many of the classes are behind limited access.
Yeah.
So you have to show your stuff in order to be like, all right, you're worth it. You're worth our money and time and resources, even though you can like pay for everything already.
Yeah,
and
you're
so-
eligible to get crippling amount of debt.
Yeah. I'm eligible already. And so many of these classes are under limited access. They only let you apply like twice, which I feel is a little.
So stupid.
It's a little. Oh no! It only gets worse from there. So it gets reviewed by like 5 people, which are 5 professors. All right. They're all in the program, and they're all very qualified. Which is a lie. They're not. I've met over half of them. No.
It do be like that sometimes.
No, actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, it really is real life. You work under people that are completely incompetent. You can totally know you can do a better job, and they're just like, oh, well, no, not today.
That's how it be.
It's how it always is. And so the process is like you can only apply twice ever, and you can only apply during spring and fall when those classes are occurring. What I also found out is they only let in 20 people
Incredible.
every time.
Yeah.
The amount of people that apply are like close to 40 or 50.
Oh, that's 40 on 50.
I mean-
Just like 20 from 50 people is not terrible odds.
Yeah,
I thought it was
I mean, that's
30.
so true. In my first,
I
is,
thought
like,
it was
worse
30
situation.
people.
the first school I applied to, it was like they accepted like 20 people out of 500.
No, you don't understand.
Yeah,
No, you don't
same
understand.
for-
You don't understand. The less people there are, the more experienced they are.
Oh, okay.
I
that's also
have
true. That's true.
a majority of the classes that I have, I'm with them, and I see all of their stuff, and I'm like, oh
no.
no, oh no.
Well,
So-
time to work your ass off.
like
Gabe.
Yeah.
you know like have any of you guys ever like felt like the whole like thing with being jealous of like other people's work? Like you guys have felt that, right?
Yeah, everyone feels that at some point.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
Sometimes.
I don't
Also known as
ever
a lot of the time.
I don't normally ever get that feeling because I use it more so as in like, this person's really cool, and then so I study it, and then I try to improve myself even more, and then so on and so on, advancing, inspiration, blah blah blah, all that process.
Yeah, I
into
used to
becoming
feel
a better
feel
you.
more like that when I was like a teen and less experienced and very insecure about myself. And then I started to think about, like, I learned a little bit more. I started to think about it like, oh yeah, this person worked their ass off to be where it is right now. I admire them, and I'll see what I can learn from them, and
Yeah.
then your life is better in general.
Yeah. Except forget all of that about like wanting to improve yourself and like just realizing, oh, I'm completely incompetent. I'm not worth anyone's time, and I'm not
No!
going to pass, and I'm going
Gabe,
to die.
No!
that was me for about like a month. being in these classes and then only coming to the realization that, oh, it's not 20. No, it's not 30. It's 20 people. And oh, all of these people are really, really good. And so, as of the past 3 weeks, I've been very far from the internet. I haven't been posting a lot of artwork that much because I've been
Yeah, I
working
haven't
in the
seen you around
background.
a lot.
I've been working in the background. You can see by my changed Discord icon. I have inherited the power of my spirit animal, the power of a dog, from Animal Crossing specifically.
Hell yeah.
This doesn't have any particular meaning to it. I just really like this dog.
Shoutouts.
It fills you with determination.
And so oh, actually, I wanted to ask when you guys wait, who had to do portfolio thing?
Me.
Was it?
And Graf.
Okay. So what were the things that you had to submit for the portfolio?
I had to submit 20 works that I made over the past 2 years, and I had to.
Oh, wow.
I had to include. I had a list of different mediums that it had like drawing, painting, collage, photography, all of that, and like prints, and stuff like that. And I had to choose 5 different mediums that I had to include, and also I had to submit an art diary that I made over the past year at least, where
A diary?
like an art journal thing.
Is it like you just like record the process of all the stuff that you're making, or like is it just like day 3? I've ran out of water. I like found some like nice crayons at Target.
It wasn't a daily
I guess I'll
thing.
use these later.
It wasn't a daily thing.
Yeah,
I think it was supposed to include sketches, studies, but also like written just like little articles about my thoughts about art or about any kind of art exhibitions that I visited, just documentaries of that. And I think
Okay. Oh, that's cool.
I think it was even like I even had to include at least 5 like exhibition visits in that art journal. So that was a ton of work too. But it was also exciting. I just remember from the morning.
But I mean, it also makes sense because of what you said before, that this like 500 people apply and only like 20 get in. Like they probably want to know
that
a
was a
little
different
about
school
you
though.
to
It was,
choose better.
I'm not sure about the numbers of the
That's-
second school because I didn't reapply to the first one because it was just too much.
Oh no.
It was just too many people. This was kind of a prestigious art school. I don't know. And anyways, I just remember like in the morning of the application thing, I was just sitting in the car and just filling pages of my journal with like sketches of the trees on the parking lot. Like I was like desperate to fill like the last few double pages. And they sure liked it, and I'm happy about
working
it.
hard or hardly working.
But yeah, that first school that I applied to had no rules or limitations or anything at all, so it was even harder to know what they want.
Oh yeah.
The 2 I applied to didn't have either. Like the first was like art, like an actual art school, and I don't remember like any guidelines as to what to put in the portfolio. I guess they just expected us to figure it out ourselves.
There are a lot of
Just give us some of your
I mean,
mangas that you made. You gotta
how
do
you-
4 illusions. That'd be great.
they're like guides.
How you construct your portfolio is part of like how they analyze like if they want to let you in or not in general. So yeah.
I really did a lot of research for that, and there are like pages on the internet that make suggestions or like rules, make up rules of what stuff to include in portfolios when to apply to art schools. And one of the main rules that is always there is never draw anime style.
Yeah, it's true.
One of the rules is never
but I still got in.
paint.
I still got in. Get fucked.
You got in? What? How did you overthrew the laws of the universe? How did you do that?
Wait. Like, was it anything specific or was it just
They
the
hate
style?
anything weeb related, even if it's like if it has a slight influence and they like smell it.
Well, I mean that makes sense. All the people who are reviewing it are all boomers.
What a teacher of mine told us was they don't like that kind of stuff because it's not about learning how to draw. It's about learning how to draw in a very specific way with like very specific rules and stuff.
Yeah, so like
basically
real
like
art
tracing
that isn't just porn
No.
fusions.
for them.
Yeah.
But
right.
realistic paintings are the exact same thing. If that's his argument, get fucked.
Thing is,
Yeah.
I
I'll
just
argue
thought-
that doing realism is even more about tracing and copying exactly.
Yeah,
I
but yeah,
just
I had
thought,
to-
fuck them, I'm gonna include my Lane fan art into this portfolio and they're not even gonna
Shut up.
notice. They're not even gonna notice because I drew in kind of a realistic style, but it was just Lane.
but yeah, my portfolio.
that's good.
I'm going to graphic design school too, and I kind of had to do a similar thing to NeverPaint's first part, where I had to had like 20 pages or something of stuff in as many different mediums as possible. At some point, I just gave up, and I had like 3 pages of photograph collages of stuff.
Same.
And I guess I don't know how I got in. Honestly, like my grades were awful, and like the ones from high school. And
I don't think-
my drawings
would they look at the
were,
grades?
really, really bad. Like, not gonna lie.
Oh no. Oh no.
At least I didn't trace
I
anything.
don't think they would look at the grades when you apply to an art school.
They do.
We don't do that here.
Well,
No, they do. They look for the ones that are like, all right, which ones are the nerds and which ones are the real boys?
I did.
They see for the C students.
I did go
so they go in there.
I was in 2 different school bands, so maybe they like that.
Oh, that's probably fine. For my portfolio, the reason why I was asking is I just wanted to gauge what you guys have to do. For my portfolio, because it's specifically to the graphic design program, I think it's 8 or 10 pieces, and they all have to be like different things. So you have like the photos, you have like all right. So it's 8, and it's divided up into like 2 segments. The first 4 is just like any kind of thing that's like. I hate how I read it on like the website and the document considered high art. So like it's paint. So like it's either painting or anything like drawing like charcoal paint prints or like whatever.
Yeah.
It's got to be charcoal
Real
or
art.
oil painting.
Real art, copyright.
Yeah, real art. And then the other 4, it's preferably have I think two pictures. I'm sorry, not pictures. 2 photographs, and then 2 other pieces that demonstrate great ability in Adobe software, which means you have to use Illustrator and Photoshop.
Well,
Hell
if
Just
that's
use
the
Audition.
standard for school. I guess
Now I'm
it
gonna
makes
put
sense.
this out there. I fucking hate Illustrator with a burning passion.
Oh yeah,
Anyone
dude,
who
same.
uses
High
Illustrator
five.
is stupid. Anyone who likes using Illustrator is an idiot. Anyone who makes comics with Illustrator
Shout out to Lemon.
is an absolute moron and like probably does
Shout
self-harm.
out- shout
It is
out
it is
Lemon
the
Tub.
worst program. I hate it so much.
But don't you know that professional artists use this software? You're not gonna get taken seriously
Don't
if
you know that
don't use
professional
this
artists
software.
have to pay like hundreds of dollars just to have these programs when they could just
Use a fucking
Because
pencil.
art is a privilege, Gabe. You have to be able to afford doing art. It's important.
I don't believe it. I don't believe any of this.
I
but
mean,
anyways.
I'll die for Photoshop. I'll go to war for it, but Illustrator
like
can die in a pit,
Photoshop's
and I will
alright.
never
Photoshop's
care.
alright. Like I don't like using it as like a drawing program. I'm not really into it. I'm more so look at Photoshop as in, listen, this is just a marriage of convenience. I'm just using you to edit all my photos and like make my pictures of my artwork look good, and then like use the transform tool like a couple dozen times, and I think we're good. All right. We'll sleep in separate beds, and then like we won't kiss each other, but we'll have like firm handshakes.
You can do all of
And then
those in
Illustrator, the
Drawfile.
weird butler goblin in the basement, will like stay in there, and he can feed off of like the weird crumbs from rats and the water that leaked from the floor.
It's just fish heads in a bucket.
But I've been so like I have to make sure that each of my pieces are like the ones. I've been working on each of them slowly throughout the past few weeks of like, you know, doing like sketches. I've had like a weird thing of having all of them based off of like books, like literature, to make myself look smart.
Hell yeah, dude.
but at the same time, this is actually stuff that I like. So
This
I
drawing
have, like-
is
I
based
have, like,
on
a-
Harry Potter, and this drawing is
Oh,
based
no.
on this drawing is based on
no.
warrior
I just-
cats.
I based them on my favorite book, Ready Player One,
Favorite book.
and my favorite
Hunger
light
Games.
novel, Sword Art
Amazing
Online.
of my favorite book. It's called Boku no Hero Academia.
Favorite piece of modern literature.
I based it on my favorite anime, Boku no Pico.
So like I've been like getting like classic stuff. Like I have a charcoal piece about Don Quixote. I have an illustrator piece
Wait.
for
One
Psycho.
sec. Charcoal. It's just gonna be like black
Yeah.
mush when it arrives over there.
Oh no. It's we have to all take pictures and then send them through the internet.
There's-
and they have to go zoom.
There's also a spray for charcoal that you can
That doesn't
use
work.
to...
That
Yeah.
doesn't
Yeah,
work.
yeah.
That's fake.
No,
It
it doesn't.
does kind of work.
I'm
I
sponsored
literally
by those
just
sprays.
I hate
You
using
can't say that. They're
charcoal.
real.
It works in space.
But, like,
if,
for, like,
when there's no wind.
Very. I literally, when I do pencil drawings with like very soft pencils that like are very dark and like shed like little charcoal bits all around, I just literally just
Hairspray.
put that shed ton of hairspray on the
Hairspray.
page and it works. Literally, yes,
Oh my
it
God,
works like a
It's
charm.
a joke, but it's actually real.
I don't know. I prefer charcoal dust over like getting paint and water everywhere and then like all over my body and then it being harder to clean.
Pencil.
Charcoal is the best. Anyone who says otherwise is
But
dumb.
Gabe, how will I feel like I became one with my art if I don't cover myself in watercolor?
Yeah, but you feel even better when you're covered with all of your hands and body and face are covered with just black soot.
Charcoal is pretty
You're
cool.
You
just
feel
a
like-
dirty
you feel
boy,
like-
Gabe.
You
Please.
feel like you just came back from a trip of
Wait,
the mines.
I just
and
thought
you
of
got some
something
diamonds.
smart.
Oh no, it's a creeper! Ah!
I just had an epiphany. So, watercolor is just water with color, right? So let's like draw with
Yeah.
tea or something.
Oh, really? Is it
Let's
now?
paint with tea. Let's paint with Coke. What else is water?
You literally
but
can't.
color?
You can literally paint with Coke and coffee and tea. There's a lot of people who do that, and I
Yeah,
really
yeah,
You can
It's
also,
and it's really cool.
can also like paint
On my
with
clothes,
like
by
blood
accident.
and other body fluids. There's artists who do that. It's interesting, cool.
No, never 911.
Because
No,
you
that's
never
fine.
have to buy art supplies. You just have to take them out of your body.
I still have that fake blood to
Ew.
uh,
No.
that fake blood from when we went to the art supply store.
Yeah, that wasn't
Yeah.
fake.
Hell yeah.
Oh God, you just reminded me. My teacher, my teacher used to like tell me about like horror stories of like going to exhibitions, and like she has like this thing where she talks about how art styles, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not talking that like
Talking about,
oh
like,
yeah,
the
like,
show
this person
Joe
do
Shonen type
wacky
of
things
stuff,
with their
right?
minds. It's more so like, you know, like Cubism, Renaissance, post like stuff like that, like those kind of styles, right? Those kind of
Yeah.
like art movements. She has this thing that, and she believes that all like we think we've like set in terms of like 2D art. We think we have like I think we've like hit the limit of like art styles. And so like and the reason why she believes this, and it's perfectly valid that she would believe this, is because she would go to galleries and exhibitions where like they would have like paintings of like they would have like paintings, but it's made out of animal blood and bones and like really like gross things that like you would think I don't think that's like illegal.
Yeah, because contemporary artwork is a lot based on surprise and shock and being the most.
She went to a contemporary art museum and saw the bananas taped to a wall, and he was
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
"Oh my
like
god,
bananas,
humanity is
bananas taped to
doomed."
a wall, like funny, but like painting that like is made from like actual animals and that's like actually kind of fucked up.
Yeah, that's some psycho shit.
Yeah, I don't think they should be like on the street. You know, I think
it can be
you know, we're just
interesting.
gonna.
I mean, as long as they use roadkill, I'm okay with it.
Oh God, what was I saying earlier? Like,
Portfolio.
I don't know.
You were
was
talking
this
about
the portfolio?
yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess it's just like all my pieces were like based on like book covers, like Christmas Carol, Don Quixote, Psycho, Slaughterhouse-Five. Oh, I'm actually going into a gallery show on my school. It's like based off nature and stuff, and I have a little watercolor thing getting ready for that. It should be done in I think a few days or so. I'm excited to. I'm excited to like show all this once it's all done,
Heck yeah.
and whether or not I get into the program is
Me.
more.
Yeah, at least
my
whatever
mindset has
happens,
just been,
you will
oh man,
get
I can't
the
wait till I'm inside of it. You know. Oh wait, no! I forgot about the end of the story. My arc of being sad and then scared and then okay and then perfectly fine. I found out that also, in addition to all the things you have to enter in, you have to do an essay, a really long essay. And if there's anything that I'm good at, it's doing essays. Because because
Hell yeah.
you may not know this, but I've had to do many people's essays throughout high school and still well into college. I have done over 50 of them, and most of them have always gotten at least a B or higher.
That's pretty good.
That's great.
Wow.
Awesome.
Yeah, you can copy off my essay, just change it a little bit so it's not bad. Be Me writes 5 different essays about AI being utilized in art.
Hell yeah.
Speaking of which, I did a
AI
paper on
fix my
AI being used in art recently. Want to hear about that? Want to hear about that wacky tobacco thing?
I don't know.
Wait, what?
About artificial intelligence in art. Did you know this was a thing?
Give us the TLDR.
So a bunch of boys and gals and anything in between are like, hey, you know like these algorithms that like all these companies use to like make more money because capitalism's pretty cool. Well, what if we did that, but for like art and stuff, and then like redefine like what art is? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so what a bunch of boys did was they got a program running where basically all they did was they cataloged all of the art in the world, right? And they put it into this machine, and this machine would just spit out like art pieces that is based off of all of these other previous pieces of work, and they're all like original stuff. And so then like the artists like sift through like hundreds and dozens of them, and then they put them up in a gallery, and then they have like these gallery shows, and they asked like the attendants like, oh, was this made by a person or a computer?
Basically,
and then more
testing on art.
Yeah, and it's like people can't recognize the fact that whether or not it was made by a person or a robot.
Yeah.
And so there's like I was reading like a couple of these papers of like, oh yeah, so like people like using them to like make logos and like implementing them into Adobe's programs to like teach people how to use them, and then like artists using them into their own art pieces, and then like doing like these cool like collaborations between machine and man creativity. And then one of the papers that I was reading was that about like someone trying to define what is the distinction between artificial art and art made by like a person with a brain and a wiener and like blood pumping through them. And then the takeaway that I got from that was that all of this art, you can like put it into a system and it can all be like quantified, but like you can't like quantify like creativity or like source of inspiration or like like meaning, like internal meaning from an artist. You can't really like quantify that into numbers, right?
Yeah. Because
so there's like this whole like the piece itself could be like, you know, made from a robot, but it's like what like a person puts in it at the end is what like makes it human.
You have to write an essay about that. I think that's pretty clear.
Oh no, I just did a research paper on like a specific thing that I was like a thing pertaining to my major for like a writing class, and it was just like, oh yeah, what's like a thing happening in art nowadays? Sipping my coffee, or scrolling through Twitter, and being like, and popping up on an article from like, I don't know, Kotaku, and then they're like, whoa, look at how these guys using algorithms to make video games. Please click on our articles. Please, we need money. Please, I beg of you.
Isn't there
and
like
I just went on this weird little
Isn't there a clip of Hayao Miyazaki where he gets presented with a bunch of like animation students who made like an animation based on like artificial intelligence or like some randomness generator that made like a monster that moves randomly, and Miyazaki is, quote, utterly disgusted. This is great clip that I love. I
saw the documentary. It's like
just like
it's a never-ending.
Is it angry gold fart?
And these students are standing in front of their master, their absolute idol, god, king, and he's like, I'm utterly disgusted.
Is that the same one?
The thing is,
where the all anime is trash screenshot originated from?
I'm not sure.
No, I don't think
I only saw like a.
That's a later one.
Of that.
No, I saw that full documentary, and that scene was really funny. And I think it's less because they used like computer and randomizer. It's mostly because they used it to make something that is actually like looks disgusting.
Yeah, but Miyazaki did
and
that
it doesn't
too.
look like it comes from human experience.
I don't think it looked that different from the boar monster from Princess Mononoke. It was kind of a similar thing, and I think that's why they wanted to show it to him.
Yeah.
I kind of want to find this. Hold on. I want to find this.
Maybe it's just Miyazaki is like deeply insecure. I don't know.
They're gonna steal my job.
No.
Yeah.
I think
My job I'm retired from. I don't know. I'm not surprised that robots are going to like take over and steal all or art related jobs, since there's like AI programs that just can write like undistinguishable from people written just news article on the internet.
because
a news article is very different from an artwork because it's about relaying
they have been working on that for a while, and like they're going to keep perfectioning it and like refining it, and at
Honestly.
some point it's gonna be like, well, people are like unnecessary.
Well,
but
at
I
that
don't
point we
see
just
the
reached
point of looking at art by a computer. What's the point? There's like
I mean,
nothing interesting to learn.
But you can still
Same,
interpret stuff.
but
that can.
Oh, okay.
I mean-
So I just watched the clip. And he was talking about how like, oh, it reminded me of like my disabled friend, and then I was like, and like how he couldn't do high fives, and then he's disgusted by the AIs because it's more like, oh, you can't really like learn anything about like pain or stuff like that, of like reality and stuff from just like simulations and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
I was like,
the computer
yeah, I get
doesn't
that,
have
I get
human
that.
experience. It
I get
doesn't.
that.
It can't.
I'm with you, Graf.
Like inspiration doesn't come from just like analyzing artworks. Like inspiration comes from living and having.
I
having
strongly
experience.
feel that this is an insult to life itself.
Yeah, I love that quote. This is an insult to life itself. Miyazaki was savage.
Wow!
King, God
Oh
king.
my god, these guys.
What a
it looks
boomer
like these
dear
guys are gonna
take.
cry.
Okay,
I think I agree with them.
yeah, same. Not actually. I don't think it's a bad thing, but I get his point.
no,
And-
I think it's really interesting either way.
It's a cool thing and it's interesting, but it's not something that could replace
it's
art
not gonna
by
replace
humans.
Except-
anything.
No,
Just
of course
fucking
not.
chill.
If it gets on the same level as human art, the robots have just reached like hard artificial intelligence, and they just have to be considered people at this point, and then
Yeah.
it's just the
Yeah.
same.
Wow, this is a
And
lot
then
more.
the whole
Man, this clip is
discussion
so much
is
more depressing
amazing.
than I thought it was gonna be.
I mean, to be fair, I think about it, like, it's gonna be useful, like, the way Houdini is useful. Do you guys know about that? The program for, like,
I'll just put this in
designing,
here.
level design and stuff like that on video games. It's a program that procedurally generates assets for video games and stuff like that, like
Ooh.
3D stuff.
That sounds cool.
Like you load in like a preset thing, like you draw like how, like you load like a set of rules, like if you want to make like a tube is usually like a cylinder and it has like unions in some parts, and it can go like the unions are in a like predetermined don't interrupt me, Alex, I'm trying really hard.
I mean,
In a like a predetermined like set of space, and like that they have screws and stuff, and you load all that in, and then you just like you tell the program, yeah, I want like a tube that goes like around all this wall, and it makes a perfect tube. Like a person would have taken like hours and hours to like 3D model that shit.
Yeah, but
I does it
still need
automatically in
that
like 5
personal
minutes, and it's
task in
great.
that. Still needs a
Yeah, but it's like
intent
it's
behind
like-
it.
it's like, yeah, but like it's amazing because it saves like an incredible amount of time, and yeah, it probably won't do it on its own, but also you can like load a bunch of rules for like level design, and it will just do it automatically by like the specifications you tell it to do, and it's great and amazing and really really cool, and I can't wait for people to not have to like crunch for hours to like do stupid shit like that.
I mean,
Good
that's
guys.
a bit different because it's still a human who's
Transhumanism
like
is pretty cool.
Yeah.
telling the thing what to do.
But like an
I
artist
want
could do like
people
a
and
minimal amount
technology to
of
work
work,
together
and
and
then
do
some
cool
random
things.
idiot like a game designer can be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna make a level, and they can do it with like a computer that generates the assets for them, you know, and it's really nice, and it's like time saving and amazing, and
I mean,
it's really
I guess
interesting.
I guess that could be helpful if they want like something mediocre. If everyone's gonna do that,
Wait, isn't that
then-
just
I mean,
Splunky?
it's not
Yeah, dude, it's
like
just
I'll
Minecraft.
Wait,
look,
no, wait, like,
no,
isn't
no,
it
no.
actually, like,
I know
I'll
what
look
you're-
for a
I
video
know what you're
later,
saying.
and we can link it in the description. But it's really
how,
cool.
how all Splunky's levels are just like they are like based on a set amount of like rooms that are all compiled together, and then there's like a bunch of random factors that are placed in each and every single one of those rooms, and so every single room is like I forgot like the amount.
I mean,
of,
that's like every roguelike.
Yeah.
yeah.
But this is for like, for example, like if you wanna design, I don't know, as what's it called? I forgot how to English, guys. I'm sorry.
Real life, the ultimate roguelike.
No,
you don't
like
respawn. That doesn't.
like if you wanna design like a spaceship, a huge
Uh-huh.
spaceship in like 3D for like AAA realistic games, for example, to give you an example. So it's not like The Binding of Isaac or like Spelunky that have like very specific things. Like if you wanna make something like it's purely 3D, and you know, if you wanted to like do it by hand by a person, it will take you like an incredible amount of time, right? It's I don't know, it's just really cool, guys. It's really cool. If I show you a video, you're gonna lose your mind. But it's great.
Yeah. I think. Should we move on to Sketch with Us? Does anybody have anything else to
You
bring up?
humans are losing faith in yourself. Anyways,
I wanted to tell Graf about how last night I watched Night is Short, Walk On Girl, and I'm so happy that I did because it's fucking
Oh,
great. It's like such a fun movie.
yes,
Amazing.
one of my
Yeah.
favorites.
It's so
Yes.
good.
It's beautiful. It's very like interesting looking in general, but it's like I don't know, the art style and the swallowing animations in specific. Everything is so wacky and cool, and it's like
Yeah.
just pure joy distilled into a movie, and it's amazing.
Did you watch?
That's all I wanted
Did you
to
watch
say.
the show before that, Seika?
No.
Me neither, and I felt like I didn't miss anything. But
Wait,
there's
what are you-
also
what are
apparently
you
a
guys
show
talking-
that gives a lot of
No,
context.
it's not like you miss
What are
anything.
you guys talking about?
It's just like
Night is short. Walk on
Night
Girl.
is Short,
Oh, well.
the USO movie. I really like that movie for like just the pacing and the like really cool split screen scenes with the alcohol. It's
Yes.
I took so much inspiration from that. You will see stuff that is similar in my film. Kind
Hell
of.
yeah, you.
Oh wait, what? To heck? I know of the book, but not of the movie. I need to watch this now because I love you as well.
Yeah.
It's
really
really
good.
good movie, Alex.
and
You're
the
going to have a lot of
scenes-
fun.
The scenes at the end with the whole theater play and the song.
Oh, yeah.
It's just so it's so great.
so
it's
funny,
it
so
flows so
good.
well and it's so
The whole
exciting,
concept
yeah.
is so ridiculous and nice at the same time. Like even like on top of the animation being like really cool and really interesting all the time. It's like I don't know. I'm tired that I don't know how to words anymore.
My
Fine.
favorite scene,
It's just a very
my favorite part of that
well-crafted
movie is when the god of the book flea market explains the interconnectedness between all of literature, and he makes this giant web of this book, and this author was inspired by this author, and then he read this book, and how this entire book flea market is
Yeah,
just a
that's
giant net of
literally-
intertextuality, and I love it, and it's all of it just explains all of art in a perfect little way.
Yes, literally
I
yes.
like when they eat the hot pot.
Ah,
Ooh yes.
That was amazing.
It's just absurd in the best way possible. I love it.
Yeah.
It's-
It like I
no
feel like
regrets.
this movie manages to like combine a well-crafted story with USS experimentation in the best way that he's done it yet. Like I feel like I haven't seen his newest movie, but like Mind Game has a lot more experimentation,
But not that
which
much
is
of the
also
story.
great.
probably.
But like the story is like not as like, the pacing is not as tight. It's not as exciting all the way through. Whereas like Night is Short is just like
It's very short.
everything a good movie has to be, but also like experimental with the
Literally
animation.
yes. Also, can we like mention at least for a second how the puns are like god tier? Lemon will be proud.
Oh my god, it's so cute. That's so perfect. Oh.
I don't remember the puns.
Like at the end when
afraid.
everyone is like has a cold, so just case. There's also like insane wind all the time. And it's like the pun,
Yeah.
like this case is out of control. Like everyone is catching it, and it's like at the same time every time they go outside, there's like a big fucking tornado destroying everything.
Oh,
It's amazing.
now it makes so much more sense.
Yeah, everyone was just thinking, where was that?
I was
tornado coming
giggling like
from?
an idiot the whole time.
That entire
It
end
makes
of
so much more sense now.
that entire end part of a movie was always confusing me a lot when it just turns into a weird
I really like the
post-apocalypse.
last scene. The last
Just
scene
a
is
big
so
stupid joke. That's really great.
the last scene is so mundane. It's so beautiful. Like the whole movie is
Yes.
so surreal and strange and exciting, and then the last scene is just at a cafe.
Yeah, it's
It's-
just very soft
It's
and
so
wholesome.
I love it.
It was such a good time. I'm so happy.
Nice. Sketch with us?
Yeah. Yes. Sketch with us.
Sketch with us. We have one entry,
Yay!
and we forgot to announce this week's prompt in the beginning, right?
Fuck. I'm sorry.
As,
it was my
as
fault.
usual. Face studies, was it right? Draw face
Yes.
studies.
Draw faces,
Don't
but
forget the
don't draw a
nose.
nose.
Noses are for losers. Who even wants to smile?
Yeah, high five, Gabe!
Yeah.
No,
yeah,
as
high five.
as an enthusiast of drawing noses and being proud of it, fuck you guys.
That's what you sound like right
Get
now. We have a
fucked.
big,
I'm sorry,
evil,
Seika,
big ol'
you
nose,
wasted your
and then
time.
Here we are with no noses. We don't need to smell. We only taste with tongues.
Yeah,
Our taste has been enhanced tenfold.
hard agree. Comical Mew
Okay.
drew a sketch of us of a last topic, which was like, draw Asha or something pink and fluffy, or something that you
Yeah,
like.
and it's bad because it doesn't have a nose.
No, it's great. I love it. 10 out of 10. Comical Mew, great. Awesome.
11 out of 10. because
Comical
you went
Mew,
above and
like,
beyond against
An F. You
society
get an F
standards.
because like you had to draw Asha, but you just drew Alex.
But it's pink.
Oh, it's a fusion.
It's fusion.
It's whoa.
Steven
They
Universe.
did a little dance. They did a little.
It's literally a
dance
fusion
behind
of
the scenes.
Asha and Alex.
Okay, then you get a C minus. You can share a little
It's a
there.
perfect representation of me earlier today.
Oh.
Your arms were reaching to your knees.
Just
Nice.
like my hair. Soon.
No, but
Close.
like
My hands like my hair
Talking-
just drag on the floor.
not talking stupid. I really like the pose and the mood that this drawing does.
I mean, it feels like the description. Like I'm tired
Yes.
and want sleep.
Yeah,
That's what this drawing feels
exactly.
like.
Yes, perfect
Some really
execution of
harsh,
the concept.
hyper-realistic harsh shadows would do it well. Like, don't change anything, just add like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, just add drama.
Yeah.
Put the drama Instagram filter on. Yeah. Good draw. Where's my next sketch with us?
That's the only one.
Well,
People send
where
fuck
is
you
it?
guys. Draw more sketch with us or tag it.
What do you mean? No,
It's,
no, that
it's
can't
mostly
be it.
because
Where
we
is it?
forget
Come
to
on.
announce them.
Wait,
Alex,
Well,
can you please
still.
edit an announcement at the beginning?
I'll think about it.
Please.
Oh, by the way, thank you. Speaking of the beginning, we'll in a bit you can hear new outro. So that's cool
Ooh.
that we made
Ooh.
at last SketchyCon together.
I don't remember that
Oh,
part.
yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Liar.
I didn't. I
Hey,
haven't
wait,
really
Alex, you
heard
did
it, so I'm
something this week.
excited.
I guess I did something this week. Wait, did I do
Yay.
something this week?
There you go.
Nice.
No, you did the outro.
So,
Okay.
does
I mean-
anyone else have something that they want to talk about? By the way, we decided to not do like a hard weekly progress anymore, but instead just
Yeah,
talking
we're
about
just gonna talk about it.
talk
Yeah,
about the
if
drawings that we're
it's
interested
relevant.
in during the episode instead of just showing, hey, here cool thing that I made, because you can see that on our Twitters and Instagrams linked in the description.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we tried experimenting with that on this episode. So let us know in the comments your opinion about it. We're
Yeah.
probably not gonna change it, but yeah,
Can I?
we're
Not gonna
hoping to
listen
make
to
it
you.
sound a little better.
Still give
But
us
we're still
feedback.
asking.
I
Yes.
put my
Also,
hand
just
on
like-
my heart and I swear I won't read any of the comments at all whatsoever.
No, I'll read everything. I'll probably reply to everything too. But yes, please give us feedback in general
Yes,
and let us
please.
know what you think.
Yeah,
Thank
let,
you.
let us know what you think, but we're not
Yeah.
gonna listen. Just like real life governments.
We may listen.
Before we
Just
before we end, before the world ends, can I give a quick shout out?
No.
Well, I'm gonna do it anyways. Shout outs to Asha, who
Ooh.
I was hanging out in the call with, and she was
Shut
like,
us art on Twitter.
yeah, she was like, well, what to draw? And I was like, I don't know, draw this girl. And then she did.
Hell
And
yeah.
it's super good.
Is that the
Oh
girl
yeah,
from
that's
the
your profile
anime?
picture.
It's
Yeah, this is Nisekoi,
it's
right?
Chitoge from Nisekoi, which is a
Hell
very
yeah.
good show. Don't believe the lies of the people with bad taste. I guess
Good-
it's my
good
it's
draw.
my love hina, if you will.
I don't know.
Ironically, I
evil
really
verse.
wanted to read / watch it because I like stupid romance shit. So I'm all in, Alex. I will support you.
I mean, if you want to read it, I'll reread it with you, I guess.
Hell yeah.
It's been a while.
Yeah, I'm not telling you to watch it together because we're already watching something. So
Yeah.
we have to do one at a time.
No.
Okay, guys. Anything else?
Yes.
Anything else to bring up,
No,
or can we end
I
this
think
here?
we're done.
Wait, can I give
I
a
think-
shout
Yeah.
out? Can I give a shout out?
Sure.
Shout out.
All right. Shout out to my boy Kurt Vonnegut, small indie writer, popping off to be America's greatest writer. Go read Slaughterhouse-Five, Cat's Cradle, and To Be or Not to Be. Super short reads. They're like
You gotta link it.
tiny, Get the audiobooks. Get the Kurt Vonnegut's dead. He's an old writer. Go to your local library. Go read books.
Link his Wikipedia page.
Oh, right. Oh, Kurt Vonnegut. No, seriously, I've been reading Kurt Vonnegut for like the past 3 weeks, and I've been getting me through so much because he's like my favorite writer ever. I love him so much. How to Write with Style is a great article that you should read by him.
Yeah.
It's one of the best. It's one of the best writing advice pieces ever.
Good shit.
Slaughterhouse 5, Kratz Cradle, To Be or Not to Be. Go give him lots of support. He's a small indie developer. He's gonna make great things. He's working on a new game. It's called Monkey House.
Anyways, everyone,
okay,
this week sketch with us. Remember, do face studies and let us tag it on Twitter with hashtag sketch with us so we can see it.
We also have Discord server with Sketchy People Plaza.
Yeah.
Visit the Sketchy People Plaza for all your art needs and hanging out with cool art people. There's
and
cooking
anime watch
streams
together
and anime watch together.
Comic jams and fun stuff.
Oh
Come
yeah,
hang
comic
out.
jams.
And
Yeah,
Gmail
that also
voice
happens
channels.
weekly.
If you go in there and you see the first channel, you'll get to see me post weekly riddles. And if you solve my
Heck
riddle,
yeah.
I'll give you one Cremulin coupon.
Yeah, go look
Whoa.
at
Hell
that.
yeah.
I have to get
You
on
won't know
that.
where to turn them in, but you'll have them. They'll be in your possession. I'll give them to you eventually. I promise. I swear.
Exciting
they're not
times.
fake.
Exciting times, everybody. Go check it out. Also, goodbye.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye. Wait, oh, it's supposed to be recording?